Okay, we had a fir tree come down in the storm. You can see it's taken out this old outhouse. Funny thing is, I kept thinking to myself I should dismantle this before one of these trees fell down, because there's quite a few here that are looking pretty rough. The reason why I wanted to save the outhouse, it's not because it's in use, it hasn't been used in about 20 years, but there's some nice leaded glass. But thankfully, the leaded glass has survived. It's just broken the plate glass in the front. That could have been quite useful. And anyway, so what I need to do is, I need to cut this to size and drag it out of here so I can use it on the mill. It's not bad. Maybe 18 inches at the bottom. That will make some really good lumber. So let's get this cut up. First thing I need to do is measure it. So the sawmill can handle up to about 18 foot, just a little bit under 18 foot. We're gonna have to cut off a little bit at the base here because it's rotten. Wow, it's really rotten. And there's another fir right next to it as well. It's ready to fall over. I think there's about 3 here. I need to cut them down, but they'll be really useful lumber. So I guess the first thing I need to do is cut the end off and find out where the rot stops. Yeah, it's got rot from the bottom up. And you can see in here there's some black marks in the bark. So I reckon the tree's rotten up to here somewhere. It's completely rotten at the foot. Wow. But that wood looks really sound there, really sound and solid. So we can measure from here and cut an 18-foot piece. So normally you're going to be careful about standing downhill from the log, but that end of the log is trapped by a rock, so it's not going anywhere. And hopefully this one won't roll, but I'll stand to the side so I shouldn't be trapped by it anyway. Okay, that was fine. Drop straight down. Okay. Now we can cut this little small bit here. It can be also 18 foot. It's a decent piece of lumber there. Perfect. I'm not exactly sure which way this one's going to go. Hopefully it won't knock the camera out. I think it's going to settle down nicely though. Almost thought that outhouse was going to fall on me. It was fine. Okay. Now this lumber is really clear. This will make a really nice bit of lumber on the sawmill. Now what we got to do is we got to put a rope on that end and then drag this log up through the forest past the cabin. So I think the first thing I need to do is cut up this stump at the bottom, get it out of the way, and then stick a rope on it. It's going to be so much nicer once I clean up these woods a bit. Although this log is rotten on the bottom, it still could be quite useful, especially for repairing the log cabin. So I'll see if I can save some of it. At very least it'll be a nice bit of firewood. I think maybe about here. Let's try. There we go. Okay, let's get the PV on that. So we can move it out of the way. That's quite a decent log. I don't know how good the end is. Well, I think it's going to be firewood. We're going to need to go right up through there. Well, that one's firewood for sure. Okay. This is quite a big log. It's going to be difficult to get it out of here. Let's see what we can do. I don't know what loggers use, but I'm putting a rolling hitch on this. Hopefully that will do the trick. Some kind of crossing knot anyway. I think I should be able to get this log out of here, because previously we pulled another one out from the very same location, just a little bit closer. So excuse me if I start swearing. One thing we need to do is we really need to clear this bit of land anyway, because this is where the cabin's going to go eventually. Okay. So we pulled the log out of here before. That was here. Means I just need a bit more rope. Hopefully I'll be able to tow it out with the truck. Well, I don't actually know if this rope I've got here is strong enough. I was trying to find my other rope. I just remembered I strung it through the trees up there. So maybe this one will reach double over. Let's see how long it is. Okay, it's not long enough. Double over. I'm gonna have to try and use it single. Maybe if we can get the log started and we can lose that thin rope. I don't know if this rope's going to be strong enough. In fact, it's quite got a fray there. Well, I might just have to climb up in the tree after all, retrieve the other rope. I think I'm going to have no choice. This one's nearly done. Let's have a look. Let's try it. See if we can budge it at least. Okay, we did manage to pull it a bit. Right, we're gonna go have a look and see what's happening down here in the forest. This is the thing about working alone, right? If I had a helper, they could be on the other end, making sure the log doesn't get stuck. Probably just stuck up on a stump or something like that. You can see there, then we've moved all of 1 foot. And actually the log's not stuck on anything. What we'll do is we'll roll it out a bit. Maybe we moved it 18 inches. That's a start anyway. Straighten the end out. It might go better. There we go. Okay, that's not good. It's gonna get caught on that cedar now. Oh dear. Right. I've got no choice but to cut that cedar out of the way now. We can just use the little echo for this. Tell you one thing for sure. This logging work sure keeps you fit. Alright. Little electric chainsaw will do the trick. It's only cedar. There's a rock there, be careful. I'll make a nice bit of firewood. It's pretty rotten though, but it's leaning the right way, so. There we go. Rotten as hell. Well, let's see if we can pull this log out a little bit more. I'll leave that there because I might have to come back and cut some more trees down. All right, let's go back to the truck. Well, no matter what, we're going to need a longer rope because the other log is even further in the forest, right? So we're going to have to get that one down. Put it up there in the trees to build the sawmill shed. But now that work's finished. So I'm gonna have to get a ladder up there. Man, that's a long way up. No wonder I didn't want to lift the sawmill head using a rope strung from the trees. It would have to be about 10 feet higher than that. But whatever the case, I got no choice. I gotta take this down sometime. Better now than never. At least I got something to hang on to here. It's funny that I was in the shed thinking, where's that big thick rope? Where on earth did I put it? Completely forgetting that I had to string it up in the trees. That was 6 months ago, right? How time flies. Okay. Now by all rights, this one should be easier. It's a lot lower. Top of that, if I fall, I might be able to land on the sawmill shed. Okay. Wow. This is just hanging on the stopper knot. Good thing I put that stopper knot in there. Good idea. Look at that. Here we go. Now we got a decent tow rope. I tell you what, this work is making me rather hungry. Finally to retrieve my block and tackle. Okay, now we can see if we can do some towing. Okay, we can get rid of this weedy little Canadian Tire tow rope. Put a bowline on there, some sort. Okay, that should do it. All right, plenty to spare. Put a bowline in this side. A bowline in the bite, as they say. All right. Well, let's see if we get sufficient traction to be able to pull this log a bit further. Okay, so this morning we're going to have another attempt at moving this log. So you can see I've put some chains on the wheels, and also I put some logs in the back of the truck for weight. I need to take these down to the sawmill anyway, so let's try that. Well, we managed to move it a few feet. Anyway. Okay, you can see we moved it about 4 feet. What's happened is the log has got stuck on that stump and dug itself into the ground. Really, for this you need a log sled, something for the log to roll on. I don't have one, but I'm going to use the PV and roll this a bit and then drag it up a bit further. I have to keep doing it that way. Okay, little by little we're getting there. This is hard work. Really, I think I'm going to have to buy a bobcat at some point. It's going to make my life a lot easier. And I think I'm going to have to bite the bullet and make a compromise and buy one of those plastic log sleds. I didn't want to. I wanted to make an Appalachian sled for skidding the logs. Problem is you need a crook of some hardwood. And I just haven't been able to find the right thing in the forest yet. So I never got around to making it. But with a log skidder, it's like a plastic cone, goes on the other end of the log. Makes it a lot easier for it to maneuver and navigate around the obstacles in the woods. Okay, Okay, this should give us a better angle for pulling. Okay, that went well. So now we've retrieved the original tow rope. And it looks like the log is coming up the hill. So it should be okay until it gets to about here. Okay, let's see how much further we can pull this. Okay. Wow. The log's all clear of this stuff. Going up into the woods. Need to see what it's getting caught on the other side. Okay. Just ground out on another stump here. We'll get that clear. You can see here that I laid a trail of logs along the path where I was going to drag the big log, some firewood, and that helps the log skid out of the forest. But really what you need is a log skidder. I'll show you why. It stops the log from grounding out. We made it this far, we're almost to the road. But you see at the end here, then the log buries itself into the ground, and that's where it gets stuck. And the log skid is like a cone that goes on the end. I think I've got no choice, I've just got to buy one. In the future, maybe I can make an environmentally friendly one. But for now, I'm just going to have to use plastic. Well, all things considered, it's not too bad. Really, if I had somebody to spot for me, my life would be a lot easier. But I'm going to purchase one of those skidders, little sled for the log. That means the next one's going to be a lot quicker and easier. Next thing we got to do is just get up this little bit of lump, and then we'll win. I've got 3 more trees to take out of this part of the forest, but it's going to get easier as it goes along. The more trees I drag, the more of a path it makes. Now I balance the log, it's slightly up on this end. Means I can get a board underneath this end, and then hopefully the log will just sail along. Hopefully. Right. Let's see. Okay, now we can start pulling it out. I think once it's on the path, it'll go all the way down to the sawmill. The last one did anyway. Well, there you go. That's how this crazy monk pulled an 18-foot tree from deep out of the forest single-handed. It's quite satisfying, really. Now I've got to mill this sucker up.